Go.
Welcome to the Dude Podcast, episode 89, the greatest sports podcast in the world. Welcome to any new listeners, and welcome back to any lifetime followers. We appreciate. We're glad to have you back. Week 2 in the books. Some really good games, and we're gonna dive into it. We got Week 2 recap due to the week and guess the spread. So I'm here with Evan. Let's get into it.
Yep.
Week 2 in the books. Overs were 12-2 today.
Yeah. Yep.
12-2. We like that. That's when you know football really is back.
Yeah. That's when you know there's like some good games actually, because when games finish, let's say 17-10, not a good game to watch. But when games end 37-31 like the Seahawks or 35-33 like the Commanders Broncos, I mean, that's a good game. That's a good game to watch. 31-28, your Cardinals absolutely blew it at the entire second half of that game.
Dude, love it. We're gonna get into it.
I know,
but I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yep.
Also, I texted you when Geno took that sack on like the 5-yard line. I was like, would you rather have Desmond Ridder or Geno Smith as your quarterback?
I know.
And then Geno Smith wrote back to me.
Yeah, and then he made a great play.
Did you forget I got Tyler Lockett? Here's this. Hold this dub for me.
Hold this quick. Dub. Yeah. Yep. Love Geno. He gave me a lot of fantasy points today as well. So.
Okay, teams that are 2-0 on the overs. All right. There are 5. It is the Green Bay Packers that have hit the over in both their games.
Yep.
Chicago Bears have hit the over in both their games. Philadelphia Eagles, Indianapolis Colts, and the Los Angeles Chargers. All right.
Yep. A lot of points being scored for the Chargers, but no wins.
And the reason we're going over this is because it's week 2. These are important numbers to know going into week 3.
Yep.
The only team that has not hit the over in both their games, do you know who it is?
I'm going to say it's got to be the Jags.
Jags hit it with the Colts week 1.
Oh, they did. They did hit it with the Colts. I forget they played last week. I don't know then. Who is it?
It's the Chiefs. 0-2.
That is right, because the 21-20 loss week 1 and then 17-9 today sucked. So not a lot of offense.
Chiefs are playing the Bears next week. That's an over, just cooking right there.
Okay.
That's just an over waiting for me. So
okay.
0-2, I think that's something good to know. All right. Yeah. Okay, NFL team pool draft recap. I am currently in the lead with 14. Evan's at 11. Looking like the Falcons are going to screw you.
Yeah, I have. Wait, the Falcons win week 1?
Yes.
They did. I have 2 teams in my losers that are 2-0. I have the Falcons and the Buccaneers. And I remember when I said the Falcons, you were mad that you didn't pick them. And I bet you're not mad right now. So, yeah, it sucks.
Desmond Ridder is bad.
Yeah, no, yeah. They should not have won that game because Jair Alexander dropped a wide open pick. Yeah, they're not. He's not good, but
Desmond Ridder, I'm not kidding you. Literally threw the ball at Jair Alexander to the point where Jair was so surprised it was coming to him that he dropped it. So,
oh yeah,
Desert, whatever you're doing next week, just so you know, I'm fading Ridder next week. But teams that are going to screw me, if the Browns win tomorrow, that's going to hurt bad. Denver
Yeah.
giving up a 21-3 lead was just absolutely beautiful.
Isn't that wild?
Uh,
Like
dude,
just
the Broncos hadn't scored over 20 points in like a year.
yeah.
They score 30 and they lose today. Like,
Yeah, I know.
is that just not
Well,
hilarious?
we can talk about the ending of that game, but it's pretty controversial. Did you watch the ending?
Yeah.
Yeah, the like no PI call on that 2 point conversion was pretty bad.
Yeah.
He had a hold of him like 3 seconds before the ball even got there. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. So yeah, I was shocked that didn't get called, but hey, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. And I love it because I have a friend who's a Broncos fan. He was saying and doing the most when they were up big, and then he shut up real quick when they lost. So it's all good.
Vikings might kill me, man. I have Vikings in my winner.
I know.
Man, they might murder me this year.
Yeah, they might win like 6 or 7 games because they can put up points, but their defense is terrible.
Bro, the Bengals. You have the Bengals.
They're 0-2.
Oh, and they do not look, dude, they look
No.
bad.
Well, Joe Burrow had, I think, 35 yards at halftime, and he ended up going for like 200 plus in the second half. It's like, dude, just do a little bit of that in the first half and you win that game.
I'm telling you, we talked about this last year, but Zach Taylor, he's got to get somebody else in there for the
Yes.
offense. Somebody else in there because, man, that offense is dry. And they
It's the
get it
same
done
thing
because
over and over again.
they got two great wide receivers, and that's the only reason that they make it work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you take away one of those guys, it is man, you might have a just a dud of an offense, but
Yeah. Yep.
Jets are gonna kill you too.
Yeah,
Jets are
oh yeah.
just
Well,
gonna
yeah. That sucks because they were my last pick for my winners. And then yeah, just the fact that Aaron Rodgers goes down with the Achilles. Yeah, I'm screwed. I think it might be handed to you unless the Vikings go 0-17 and the Jets end up winning a few games here and there. So
Okay. ATS records. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. There are 2-0 ATS. If you don't know what ATS means, against the spread.
mhm.
2-0 teams. Baltimore, Packers, Cardinals, Titans, Bucks, Rams, Dallas, and the Dolphins.
Yep.
And actually, Cardinals play Dallas next week, so at least one of those will.
I think it's probably going to be the Cardinals. Dallas looked pretty good. Um,
Dude, but you've said that. I bet you've said that the last 2 weeks that the Cardinals would not cover.
Hey, I, in our spread picks, I took the Cardinals plus 4.5. So, and you didn't.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I thought it was going to be close. I thought it was going to be like a field goal game. That's exactly what it was.
There you
There
go.
it is. So hey, you make money even if you lose sometimes. You know what I mean?
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go. Again, those are good teams to look out for in week 3.
Yeah.
Teams that are 2-0. Odds are, I mean, going 3-0 ATS is tough. So
Yep.
teams that are 0-2 ATS: Chicago,
Yeah.
Broncos, Chargers, Giants, Patriots, Texans, and Bengals.
Yeah. Yep. Gosh, the Bengals, man.
Bengals look,
They look
man.
bad. They just and we can. It's like beating a dead horse. I just feel like Joe Burrow gets paid. This happens every time. I hate to say it. These guys get paid. Look, Justin Herbert, the what, third highest paid. The only one that's really still doing it is Lamar's not even doing anything. That's the thing. Like he's not performing. But you
Dude,
know
did
who
you
is?
watch him? Did you watch the game today?
Well, yeah, I watched a little bit of it. I was flipping back and forth, but it's like you telling me if you're watching that guy, he's not worth 50-some million a year. What he's done, I mean, today was better than last. Sorry, my wife's texting me telling me what I got to throw away tonight. But then, okay, yeah, I didn't watch a ton of it, so you can tell me your opinion. Was he was he
So
balling?
I yeah, I mean he was throwing the ball pretty good today. Like
Yeah,
shocking, I definitely am on the side of Lamar is a runner first, thrower
yeah,
second.
yeah,
Yes. Yes, he can throw the ball 50 yards. Yes.
yeah.
But when it comes down to nut up or shut up time and it's throw the ball, stay in
Hmm.
the pocket,
He can do
you
it.
can tell he's got he's got that twitch. He's like, I gotta run, I gotta run, I gotta run, and that's why
Yeah,
he's special. That he is probably the most fun to watch.
yeah.
Like of all the players in the NFL, I think I would choose Lamar Jackson to watch every single Sunday.
Okay.
He's the most electric. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, he played good. I know the score didn't really.
I mean,
I don't know.
they were playing a good team. Like the
Yeah,
Bengals aren't bad. But okay, but that brings me to the guy who is worth getting paid. It's Jalen Hurts. Um, in the last 19 games that Jalen Hurts has started, the Eagles are 18-1. Like that right there is he's worth the money. So it's and honestly, when Daniel Jones was down 20-0 at halftime today, I was thinking he wasn't worth getting paid. And then he leads this like huge comeback. So the Bengals looked rough today. It just sucks because they were a lot of people's preseason Super Bowl pick.
yeah.
I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl unless they turn
Uh,
something around.
so since 1990, only 31 of the 270 clubs that began a season 0-2 advanced to the playoffs. That's 11.5%.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Um,
tough.
so you don't like that. Here are the 0-2 teams. Here you go. Bengals,
Okay.
Patriots, Vikings, Chargers, Cardinals, Texans, Bears, Broncos.
So I can see two of those teams fighting back. And it's just Bengals and the Vikings. I don't see any of those other teams fighting back.
Man, does Denver if they cannot get it going, they are stuck because all their
Yeah.
capital went towards Russell Wilson. And
Yep.
now
Yeah,
you
they're
have
screwed.
you got a head coach who's now 0-2 with a top 10 defense,
Yep.
It's man, it's gonna be interesting.
It sucks because you look at Sean Payton, like I hate to say this, but he probably took a head coaching job like 1 year too early. I think there's gonna be some head coaching jobs opening up after this season or next season that would have been a better situation for him. Um, but yeah, starting 0-2 is not ideal, obviously. But yeah, it sucks.
2-0 teams: Dallas, Dolphins, Falcons, Ravens, Niners, Bucks, Eagles, and Commanders. Three teams from the NFC East.
Yeah. The fact that the
So
Bucks and the Commanders are 2-0. We were bagging on Baker Mayfield like big time. And that dude's been a dog for sure.
and that's something that I just wanted to talk. Like the media will send up, try to create a narrative, and in week one, I feel like it is the best to just bet the opposite of the narrative. The talk of
Yeah.
the town was Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield stink. They're gonna suck. The media ran with it, and
Yeah.
sure enough, it's the Bears are 0-2, Bucks are freaking 2-0. It's crazy. And how
Yeah.
much love did the Bears get?
Oh, dude.
So
People were people were thinking that like Justin Fields was going to be the MVP this season. People thought that dude, I remember seeing like preseason record predictions. People were saying they were going to go 12-4. Not a
yeah,
chance.
he did not play good, but it
No.
could be another. It could be because the Bears started off like this last year, and then their last like 8 games, they were just like sick.
Yeah, but by that point, it's
So,
like too late. Like you know what I mean? Like,
dude, but also like people forget that like the Bears, like overall as a team, their roster is very bad. It's just
oh,
like
I
again,
know.
the narrative is Justin Fields is amazing. Justin Fields is going to take this leap. Oh wait, their team sucks
Yeah,
because their roster sucks.
tell me who in that secondary can stop any number one wide receiver? Nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Their defensive line is awful. They can't stop the run. Like,
yeah, yeah,
but yeah. Anyways,
but
anyways.
yep,
Okay. Let's talk. Let's go into our dude of the week.
yep.
I'll start. I got Sean McVay. It's the second week in a row I got a coach.
Okay,
Sean McVay
I know exactly
deciding
why
to
you're doing
kick a
this.
field goal down 10 to cover the spread. Dude of the week, Sean McVay. I appreciate you. Dude, can't beat it. Football guy. Football guy right there.
Yeah, but if you got it at -7 for Niners, you're pissed. Like, what, you just get a push? Like, I would be so mad. And the fact he kicks it as time expires, like, what? You
Sean
know
McVay's
he
just like, dude,
uh
Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay gotta hate each other. That was
yeah,
just such a hilarious move by freaking Sean McVay. I loved it. I was here
yeah.
for it. So
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah, hey, and the Rams looked good. The Rams looked pretty good today, up until like I would say the third quarter, the second half. They only scored 6 points in the second half. So, but
Rams Niners with Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. I we both I'm from Arizona, you're from Washington. We
mhm,
both don't like those two teams.
either
It's
of them,
hard to
yeah.
cheer for them.
Yep,
But if I'm being honest, those games are always awesome because
yep,
those are two just man, their schemes are just awesome. They're
yeah,
so good. He went to
yep,
the Super Bowl with Jared Goff.
yeah. I
Like
know.
he made Jared Goff look like an MVP one year. Like
Well, that Super Bowl was terrible to watch,
Sean
but yeah.
McVay, Sean McVay is using Brock Purdy, and he's making Brock Purdy look. He had
You mean
Brock Purdy had a lot of.
Shanahan?
Sorry, Kyle Shanahan is using
Yeah,
Brock.
yeah,
Like he had Brock Purdy, Jimmy Garoppolo. Like
yeah. Yeah, and yeah, you look at Jimmy G in here in Vegas, like he looks nothing like what he looked like in San Fran. And I think Jimmy G is like the winningest quarterback in like Niners like history, like percentage wise. So it's like Shanahan knows what he's doing. Um, but yeah, Sean McVay, definitely a dude for anybody that got that spread at like 7.5. Like, dude, that's sick. Good for him. He had like some dude that was like, hey man, I got you
hey,
at 7.5 and I put a bunch of
can,
money on it.
can you do me a solid?
Yeah, like somebody from the booth is like, hey,
Someone
so
from
my
Vegas. No, someone from Vegas is like,
yeah.
hey, we got a bunch of money on the Niners. Can you just kick this field goal so we cash out real quick?
Yes, we just push and just give it some running back. Yeah. Okay. Well, my dude of the week, we're gonna stick on the same team. Puka Nakua, man.
Dude,
The most receptions in his first two games of any other player. I mean, wild game today. So a lot of people are saying like, how do the Rams keep doing this with like these wide receivers that like Cooper Kupp? Like I remember Cooper Kupp got drafted, I think third round out of Eastern Washington, ends up being like offensive player of the year. I'm not saying Puka Nakua is going to be offensive player of the year, but he goes, let me 20. He had 20 targets today.
that
20.
is
Okay. That is insane. He had 15 receptions for 147 yards. Didn't get in the end zone, but I mean, obviously he, helped out get down to the, red zone, get in the end zone for somebody else. He had a 20-yard reception was his long today, and he averaged 9.8 yards per reception. That's wild. He's a former BYU Cougar. I think last week he had like, I think 11 receptions or something like that for 119 yards. Um, He's just balling out, man. He's making the most of Cooper Cup being out. He was for sure a dude today. He was a dude. He was a dog. Um, yeah, it's just cool. It's cool to see. Like, I had him on my fantasy team, and he put up like, I think he put up like 40 points. Like, I mean, yeah, it was wild. Like, it was like a ton. So I'm in a league where you get like points for first down catches and like all that BS. And
That's awesome.
I think he put up like 45 points. Like I had Tyreek in that league last week. He put up like 80 points. So but yeah, Puka Nakua is for sure my dude of the week. There were some other guys that I was looking at, but Puka for sure went off today. So
Like Keenan Allen played good, but they lost.
yeah.
Daniel Jones played 2 good quarters.
Yep.
I mean, Daniel Jones looked bad those
Oh,
first
dude.
two
Well,
quarters.
they didn't score the whole first half. That was 6 straight quarters that they didn't score a freaking point. And they're dead. They're
Mike
dead.
Evans.
They're dead. Let's be real. I think
Oh,
Saquon might be
oh
out for a while, so they're done.
yeah. Yeah, they played the
Yeah.
Niners on Thursday. Mike Evans was one of the reasons Bucks won. Mike Evans
Yes.
looked sick.
Yeah.
Brian Robertson was sick, and on
Mm-hmm.
Thursday night, DeAndre Swift was
Yes.
sick.
Oh my gosh, he was.
Tyler Lockett, Colin Game, like
Yeah.
there's a lot of
He
good
had
guys that go out
he
there.
had two
But
tutties today, so Gino had a good game too. Basically a good second half. That's kind of what happens. Oh, shout out Jared Goff for throwing his first interception in like 300 and something
yeah,
attempts, and it was a pick six. So love to see it. Yeah. So, but yeah, Puka Nakua, my dude of the week. He
okay,
balled
I
out.
like it. All right, let's get into guess the spread. Thursday night football. We have the honor of watching the Giants at 49ers.
Great.
Guess the spread on this bad boy.
I'm gonna say Niners minus 8.5.
Niners minus 10.
10. Wow. That's
You're
a
gonna go
lot.
you're gonna go Giants on that?
No. Oh, I'm probably still gonna go Niners. If I'm picking that, I'm still probably going Niners just because I mean, dude, like the Giants looked good for 2 quarters. They were also playing the Cardinals, who
Yeah.
I checked today are a plus 100,000 to win the Super Bowl. The
Ooh.
Cardinals are. So if you put $1 on that, you're gonna win 1,000 if they win. They're not gonna win, but they play like that against the 49ers. They're not gonna survive. So
Um yeah, Giants at Niners. The only like the Giants offensive line
yeah,
has taken a step back.
yeah,
Um the defensive line I thought was going to have a much bigger impact today. They didn't.
nope.
And the Giants secondary is just bad.
I don't even know who's in their
So
secondary.
I mean, Brock Purdy's just got to play like awful for
Yeah,
anything to
yeah,
be close. Jalen Hyatt is super sick.
yeah,
They're gonna have to throw the ball. I don't know, man. I don't see. I see Daniel Jones getting murdered again.
yeah,
Like I
yeah,
might go alternate spread here and bet the Niners like minus 20.5 and see if they
yeah,
can
for real.
win by 3 because the Niners look good.
Yeah. I could
Um,
easily see that happening. I could see them winning by like 3 touchdowns. So yeah, might
okay,
sprinkle a little bit on that plus money.
okay. Next game, Falcons at Lions.
Okay.
Guess the spread.
I'm gonna go. It's gotta be Lions are favored because they're at home. I'm gonna go Lions minus 4.5.
Spot on, dude.
4.5.
Four and a
Let's
half.
go. Yeah, it's gotta be. That's a tough one. I don't really trust the Falcons, but I also could see the Lions having a bounce back week after they, have a tough loss in overtime against Seahawks, but 4.5 is tough. That's a tough line to take.
Yeah.
Because that means like you're either losing by a field goal and you'll cover, or you'll lose by like 6 and you'll still lose. So
Um,
what are you taking there?
yeah, I think you fade Ritter.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think you fade Ritter. I mean, Kyle Pitts is nowhere to be
Dude,
found.
he was
Free the guy.
drafted. He was
Free that
drafted
guy.
in the like top 5, dude. Like, what?
Free that guy. Help. Get help. If
Yeah,
I'm Kyle Pitts, I'm.
trade me.
What's that freaking movie where he's got the volleyball and he's like best friends with him and
Oh,
uh,
Castaway.
Castaway. That's Kyle Pitts
What's
right now.
what's the volleyball's name?
Winston.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
You've never seen Castaway?
No.
Yeah, there's some weird crap in that movie anyways. So it's Wilson, because remember it's the
Wilson.
brand of the volleyball is Wilson,
Oh
and
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Winston Wilson, yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've never seen the movie, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you fade Ritter
I
and you
agree.
go Lions. Don't like that game. Don't think
No,
I actually put my hard-earned money on that game, but
I mean I might go with the over in that game. Um, just because I don't
Bijan
feel like the
Robinson is sick.
yeah, but did you see he's super sick? But yeah, you see that one like where he just juked like 3 dudes out and they just
Yeah,
flew right by him. That was super sick.
dude.
But the fact that the Falcons were on the 1 yard line and lined up 4 times and didn't get a freaking touchdown, and Bijan Robinson was only on the field for one of those snaps, which
Yeah,
shocked me.
I. But like Arthur Smith does this. Like
I
he
know.
does this. He like does all these. He has moments where you're like, dude, Arthur Smith is sick, and then you have moments where like,
What are you doing?
who is this guy?
Yeah.
And what has he done with my offense? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah. There was some very questionable play calls late in the game, and the fact that they won by 1 was just wild. Like that was a
yeah,
1.5 point spread. So you're pumped if you took the Packers. So
yeah. Okay, next Saints at Packers.
yeah,
Saints
it's gonna be a good
obviously
game.
playing tomorrow or tonight, Monday night football. Um, guess the spread in Lambeau.
Is it up? Is the spread up?
Yeah,
Oh, it is. I'm shocked they even put it up since the Saints haven't played. Um, Dan Lambeau, Packers minus 2.5,
yeah. Packers minus 1.5.
1.5. Okay, okay,
Packers also 2-0 ATS.
yeah, that's a tough one.
I might just fade them.
Yeah, because but I mean that's basically like the Saints just have to win. Um, do you trust Derek Carr and the Saints?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, Jay Love didn't have a terrible game today.
no, yeah, J Love doesn't look terrible, but
Yeah, I think he's had 3 touchdowns in each of his first 2 games. So that's tough. That's a tough one. Those 1.5s are just like I'll pick them in our spread picks, but if I'm putting money on something, I feel like I gotta go like 2.5s or the 4.5s, or you know what I mean? Like those are just tough. Those are tough, the one and a
yeah.
half. So you're basically picking money lines. You might as well just pick the money line if the odds are better. So
Okay, Chargers at Vikings. Guess
two
the
0-2
spread.
teams. Somebody's gonna get their first dub. I'm gonna go. So it's in Minnesota.
Yep.
I'm gonna say the Vikings minus 3.5.
Chargers minus 1.
Really? Have they watched the Chargers?
Dude, why do the Chargers do this? They lose the worst game every year.
Yeah.
like the
The
crappiest game of the year, they always lose it.
the Titans. Are you talking about this game, like today's game?
Yeah, yeah, like it
Yeah.
was a dud. Yeah, it went to overtime, but it was a dud of a
Oh, the
game.
terrible game. Terrible game. I don't know. I don't like they have so much talent on that team. Why can they not win games?
Dude, if you're Brian Staley, is that his name? Brian Staley? Brendan
Brandon.
Staley?
Brandon.
Brandon, excuse me. If
Third
Brandon,
time's a
if you're
charm.
listening, I apologize.
He ain't listening. He's worried about his job.
You might want to invest in a bodyguard because every Chargers fan in the world wants to murder you right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
No shot he has a job by the end of the year. Also, if the defensive coordinator for the Giants gets blown
Oh,
out again next week, might add, if the Giants are down by 20 at halftime next week, he might as well just hop on that bus at halftime and take go home. Like,
good old Wink Martindale. That's his name. Yeah,
who
the fact that they came back and won that game, that just saved his job, I feel like.
who you going with that game? Are you going Chargers or Vikings?
I feel like I'm going Vikings. Like I feel like the Chargers might go 0-3 to start the season. Because I feel like in Minnesota, so Kirk Cousins has been playing out of his mind. He has been balling out, right? I feel like it has to go their way at some point. And I feel like against the Chargers, who this kind of stuff happens to all the time, is when it's going to go his way. Um, the
See,
Vikings defense
but
is bad.
you're making me want to go Chargers because I feel
Okay.
like this happens every time. Every time you start sleeping on the Chargers, and you're like, I feel like that's when the Chargers hop in and
Okay.
just remind you, hey, we're here, we're still alive, And then
All right.
people are like, where the freak were you the last 2 weeks when I need you to cover the dang spread? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, they were favorites. Weren't they favorites going into Miami?
Favorites in Miami,
Yep. So they were
favorites
favorites
this week.
on the road both games, and they lost them both. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. A 1 point spread. So you're basically just picking who's gonna win. That's what you're doing.
No, they were home against the Dolphins.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They were home against the Dolphins. I forgot. Yeah. And then they were in Tennessee today. They were in Nashville. Yeah, dude, I don't know. That's so tough because I agree with you that is this always happens. Like people start sleeping on the Chargers and they kind of start going off. But the fact that Austin Eckler didn't play today kind of makes me think like, okay, if Austin Eckler played today, they would have won that game, right? Like, I mean, they lost by 3. Hopefully he could hopefully his impact on a team, since he's such like a high touted running back, would
Dude, they can't stop the run. They
they
cannot
can't
stop the run,
they
man.
can't stop anything. Dude, Tua's threw for 466 yards against them.
Oh my gosh.
Like Tannehill didn't have a terrible game today.
Eh.
The fact that hey, those Titans were plus 2.5. That was a nice little win there. Let me pull that game up. I want to look at so if you look at Tannehill, so Tannehill had 246 yards. Like, okay, so these stats right here, Justin Herbert, 27 of 41, 305 yards with 2 touchdowns. Like, you're thinking you're winning that game, right? No, you didn't win that game. You have Keenan Allen with 8 receptions, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You're thinking you're winning that game. But psych, Tannehill and Derrick Henry, like literally who's on their team? No one. Treylon Burks had like a 70-yard reception, and then the rest of the game he only had 6 more yards. Like what? Yeah, I don't know. We need to get our Greg, the Chargers world guy, on here so we can just talk about Chargers because he said he could
Let's
talk
do it.
for hours about they're underperforming, so we need to get them on. But
Okay, last one. Steelers at Raiders. Sunday night football. That should be a good one.
why are the Raiders getting so many primetime games?
It's the Raiders. Why are the Steelers?
I know. I'm just saying we're going to one of the two. I guess two of them, right? So
Yeah,
Thursday night and Monday night.
I'll be at this one. I'm going to this game next
Oh,
week.
you're gonna go to this one? Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna say Raiders like -1.5.
Pittsburgh -1 as of right
Really,
now.
really. So we'll see after tomorrow, but if anything, they could go up. Really, I mean, the Raiders looked terrible today. So,
Started off hot.
well, yeah, on the
And
first drive, they get a tutty for Devontae Adams, and then the rest of the game, they didn't even enter the red zone.
yeah. I don't know, man. Steelers could be bad this year.
I know. Like, I think the Steelers lose tomorrow on Monday night. Like, I could see the Browns winning by like 10 points tomorrow. Like, the Steelers aren't good.
I don't know because the Browns played a Bengals team that just has not looked good.
I know, that's
And
true. But their defense, the
so,
Browns defense looks sick. And Kenny Pickett is not him.
yeah.
And Najee Harris hasn't done anything. Jalen Warren was doing more than freaking Najee Harris was doing last week. So I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough that 2.5 point spread tomorrow is gonna be a little interesting, but I guess I should say tonight because this will be on Monday. But
I think you go Raiders. I think you go home underdog.
All right, we're back. We're back. Just a brief technical difficulty, I guess we could say.
To those who are still listening to the podcast, welcome. We're going Raiders next week. Home underdog. Let's ride.
Yep.
Also, if you want to know our picks for tomorrow or tonight, Monday Night Football, we are blessed from the football gods with 2 games: Saints at Panthers, Browns at Steelers. Saints -3,
Yep.
Cleveland -2. If you want to know our picks, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. We'll be posting our Monday Night Football picks tomorrow. Put your notifications on. Helps us. If you want to help support us, do that. Follow us. Tell your friends. Get them to follow us. DM us. We'd love to chat it up. Let us know what you want us to talk about. We are the best sports podcast in the world for a reason. We are for the people. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, that's week 2 in the books. We'll see you next week for week 3. Let's go.
Later.